So many heartbreaks, goes back to 2014, and I think that she knows it. And if you've seen her, I know that you would believe it, 'cause I know that you'd want her to. Yeah, I do. Everyone's taking their shot, but missing out on the cut.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. Today's video is perfect. I feel like it's perfect timing. We have Halloween just around the corner, and on top of that, you guys know once Halloween hits, like, everything comes so quickly. We have Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's, and I feel like everything just like slaps you in the face. It comes so fast this time of year. So today we're gonna get the motivation to clean, declutter, organize, get all the extreme cleaning motivation you need to get the house in order before the holidays. I have a bunch of stuff on my to-do list that I needed to get done on this day, so we are just tackling it all. And I have so much more on my to-do list to come. This is definitely the time of year where I really focus on decluttering and deep cleaning, because before decorating for Christmas, I really like to make sure that the house is really clean, because when all the Christmas stuff is up, it's a lot harder to deep clean. And I love to enjoy my Christmas decorations for a good 2+ months. Like, I love having them up. So we are getting all the deep cleaning done. Eventually, I need to go around with the kids and declutter some of their toys. We always just make it where this is the time of year we just, like I said, really focus on downsizing. With Christmas and everything, they get way more stuff than they even need, so it's a great time if you have little ones to think about decluttering. And Christmas is also a great way to get them motivated and let them know we have to make room for all the new fun things that you're going to get this holiday season. So if you have your to-do list ready, let's just turn this like on your iPad or your TV and let's clean together, because I know for me, this is the most motivating thing I can do. Like, when I am not feeling up to it and I just need someone to kick me in the butt, I will always turn to my YouTube friends for that. And now, obviously, some of these ladies I don't know in real life, but I feel like I do. And I feel like so many of you guys I also know, even though we've never met in real life. So it just feels like cleaning with a friend. So let's get to this and tackle everything. Obviously, I'm starting out in the bedroom. I needed to strip my bed, get everything washed. This in itself is like a whole to-do on its own. However, when I was in the laundry room, I noticed a lot of my different cleaning stuff was getting low, so I just wanted to take the time and refill them, at least to the best of my ability. I definitely need to put on my shopping list some restocks, because as I was refilling these jars, it pretty much depleted my backup stock. And I'm definitely someone that I love to have backup supplies. That way I never completely run out. So my jars are always Tide powder. I love using this stuff for cleaning my floors. Also, I like this sometimes when I'm doing the kids' bedding. I don't know, there's just something about it. I have the laundry detergent that I got when we got our water filter out of our house. They gave us like a bunch of cleaning supplies. But I am finally running low on it, so that is why I always kept the Tide powder. The stuff that they gave us for free worked pretty well, but when you have kids, you get it. Sometimes there are messes that need something a little bit stronger, and that's where I really like having the Tide powder on hand, as well as the OxyClean and Borax. Those are things that I always have on hand, because you just never know.
So you got nothing to say. You're in the right place.
All right, so I got a question for all the parents out there with kids right around the 3rd grade. So Bjorn's in 3rd grade, and he is very much like me. So I can't even like fault the kid. I've never been a huge reader, and he is not a big reader. Like, he doesn't love doing it. So I've been trying to find books that would really interest him. I know when I was younger, that's what I needed. Like, I needed a series that I could really get into, and I had a hard time with it. Like, I was just, as a kid and even as an adult, I'm not someone that can just sit and read for hours. I wish I was, but I'm not. So I've been looking for series. Let me know what your kids were really into or are really into, because I need to find just like a really good series for him to get him into reading. We just got report cards, and don't get me wrong, kid's doing really, really good. But I know language art was his lowest grade, and I know it's a lot of it has to do with his reading and everything. And if you've been following us for a while, he had a speech delay for a while and was in speech therapy for many, many years, actually up until last year, which has kind of made like the whole language arts in school a little bit more difficult, because when you pronounce a word wrong, it's kind of hard to spell it correctly. So I've been trying to get him into reading so much more because I know how much it helps with everything. So I really want to get him into something that he'll really enjoy. So if you guys have 3rd graders that have a series that they absolutely love, definitely leave me a comment down below. Or even 4th graders, because when he does read, he reads on a higher level. And I think I just need to get him reading more, seeing those words more. We do the like obvious 20 minutes a night, but I think if I could get him into a series he really enjoys and he seeks after reading it, will help him out a ton.
Reel me in to get it going, open me up. Sweet talking like you mean it, but you're making it so complicated. I f***ing hate it. Every time I get too close, you push me away. Don't wanna stay, telling me you don't want any obligations, and how you hate them. Don't call me.
Also, because I always seem to forget that you may be new here. Like I said earlier, welcome. And my name is Cambriea. I am a mom to 4. Bjorn, I was talking about before, he is my 9-year-old, but I also have Xander, who is 12, Freya, who is 4, and then Athena, who is 7 weeks. Yes, 7 weeks. Can you guys believe she's been here for almost 2 months already? Crazy how fast time flies. But needless to say, I always have my hands full. My house is never clean. And let me tell you, these cameras lie. I always say this, like, I wish the cameras showed the true, like, dirt and grime in my house, because it looks like my house is always clean. In reality, it is always messy. Between kids and pets and everything, like, there is always hair and dirt around the house. And with that, we do live in Florida, not too far from the beach, and our ground is all sand. So on top of the hair, we always have sand in our house. So I feel like I am constantly cleaning. But I'm always here to try and show you guys the easiest, most efficient way to keep your house clean. Because I have a cleaning channel and I don't love cleaning. Yes, I know that doesn't make sense, but I am someone that thrives in a clean, tidy, organized space. So even though I don't love doing it, I enjoy finding the ways to, one, make it enjoyable. If you follow me for a while, you guys know I love cleaning products and cleaning tools. Those are things that excite me. So I'm always using different cleaning products and different cleaning tools just to keep it exciting. But then I'm also always looking for the easiest, most effective way to get things cleaned. Like here, I always dry dust. I feel like it is so important, especially if you have animals, to dry dust before you spray any cleaners. So I go around my Swiffer in my bathroom and I give everything a really good dusting and wipe. It really helps with the hair, the dust, just everything, to do this step first before going in and actually wet dusting the entire place. Also, yes, I know this light bulb is out. It is still out, I should say. I thought we had extras, and we may. I need to ask Bobby to look, because I could not find the extra light bulb. So it has been out now for a couple of weeks. So it's so easy to forget, though. It's one of those things of, unless I am looking up to clean it, I don't think about it, because the other lights are so bright, it doesn't really affect our bathroom. But then I watch this back and I'm like, oh yeah, that light bulb is still out. So don't mind the light bulb. We all have our faults, and I guess mine right now is that light bulb. Oh.
I'm okay, I'm okay. 난 괜찮아, 괜찮아. 이제 그만 날 피하지 마. 그 분명한 말도 안 돼. 나를 봐봐. 널 위해 많이 고민했어.
So I know I mentioned before, the best thing to get me motivated to clean is literally watching these videos. I will watch these videos all day on days that I just have a ton to get done. One, I feel like I'm hanging out with a friend. When you are a stay-at-home mom or work-from-home mom, I know it's kind of confusing of what I am. I consider myself a stay-at-home mom, but a lot of people would say I'm a work-from-home mom. But nonetheless, I am home pretty much all the time with my kids. On top of that, I am an introvert. So I have a hard time making those mom friends. I'm always super jealous of the moms that have like this huge mom posse. And if you guys watch any other social medias, you see all the mom talks going around right now. And I'm like, I wish I had a group of friends like that, but I am such an introvert, and I always feel so awkward. Like, I can chit chat with you guys for hours. Like, I love these voiceovers, being able to hang out with you, talk with you in the comments, but like, when it comes to actually talking to someone in real life, I am so awkward, or always feel like I don't know how to have like small talk. So I'm always so jealous of all the different mom talks I see out there with these big groups of mom friends, because I just don't have them. So YouTube is my friend. I get to hang out with you guys, or I watch people like Jessie at Home, which actually Jessie at Home and I are real friends, but we don't live near each other, so we just talk on Marco Polo all the time. But Kim from the Wads and Lynn White and Amanda and all of those girls, I love them all so much. There's a lot more, and I just can't even think of all of them. And this is often my time to just like feel like I'm hanging out with a friend, because when you are surrounded by your children all the time, it's the best job in the world, but it can also be the loneliest job in the world, which I know can sound crazy because you're around people all day. But when they're your children, you just are like thriving, or like wanting that adult interaction so much, that I really feel like this is a great just like getaway. Right now I'm just using my wet dry vac. I love this thing. This is the Bissell wet dry, and it's my favorite thing to go around the house and just get everything nice and clean. You guys know me. My robot vacuum and my wet dry vacuum are the two things that I highly recommend. If you're like, okay, what should I get? Get one of those two. And honestly, it's a tie of what's the best. I love my robot vacuum because there is no way I am vacuuming my entire house every single day, on top of taking care of 4 kids and animals and just keeping up with all the other cleaning stuff. But I will definitely run my robot vacuum every single day. And then this wet dry vacuum, just because it really keeps up with the in-between moppings. And I say that because I used to mop all the time. I just had to, especially in our home in Wisconsin when we lived up there. I had dark wood floors, if you remember, and I swear the dogs could just look at the floors and I would have footprints all over the place, because they were beautiful when they were clean, but they looked dirty so quickly that I was constantly mopping. I wish I would have had one of these when we lived up there, but it's just great to do those like maintenance cleanings, because when it comes to like my kitchen and the main foot track places of the house, so kitchen, front entry, family room, those are places that I will use this on the daily. And then a couple times a month, go in and actually mop. I always say there's certain things that even though they work really, really well, they definitely don't take place for the traditional, but they definitely help a lot in the long run. And if you're someone that like hates mopping and like never mops, this is better than like not doing anything. And that's always how I look at it. I always like to show like the easy shortcuts, and I know that it doesn't replace the original, but if you're not doing it the original way because it's too much for you, something is better than nothing, and progress over perfection is always what I like to tell you guys.
I'm sorry I let you down. I said some things that I never should have said, and I know you're hurting, but I've been somewhere else. I closed my eyes and all I ever saw was her, and my head was burning. And it's not okay, it's not alright, but I can't take it back. I just tried to feel.
I am really excited because I'm going to have Christmas decorating videos coming out very, very soon. And you guys know me, I love decorating for Christmas, and I love changing it up every single year. Changing it up without having to buy a bunch of new stuff. Like, I like buying a couple things. Let's be real, I think all of us enjoy shopping at least a little bit. But I like to reuse what I have. So I don't change my theme every single year, but I like to change the location of the items so it feels like a brand new setup every single year. So I am so excited about the Christmas decor coming up soon. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, because I've been getting a lot of messages, especially on Instagram and in the comments here, of people telling me they haven't been getting notified when I post a video. So I highly recommend, if that is you, to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hit that notification bell. Sometimes YouTube just needs that like reset reminder. I don't know why, but that is what I have had people tell me in the past fixes it, because I've definitely had that happen to me before. Or let me know if this has ever happened to you, because it's happened to me so many times where I will, for some reason, get unsubscribed from some of my favorite people that I watch, and I'm like, man, this person hasn't post a video in a while, and then I go and look them up and they have, but somehow I got unsubscribed, so then I have to resubscribe, notification bell, all the things. So yeah, definitely if you are not getting notifications, sometimes just doing that whole unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hitting that bell again really, really does, I think, make the difference in it. I don't know why. But like I said, that is what people have told me when they've had issues has fixed it for them. So if you're having those issues on my channel or anybody's channel, give that a try. Also, don't mind me sounding a little off and nasally today. I don't know what is going around, but I swear everyone in our house has been getting sick, and of course, I am one of them. I feel like that is the job of the mom. You can't not get sick because you're always taking care of the sick ones. Luckily, it hasn't been too bad, but I've definitely been very congested. And know when you're sick and you're not like, I don't know, death, but you just don't feel right, like you just don't feel well. That's kind of where I've been this past week. So trying to get everything done as well as staying healthy is not always the easiest thing to do, but keeping it on. I just know I sound goofy right now. I always hate when I sound nasally trying to do these voiceovers, but such is life.
Too late. If a guy does ever cross here, they were trying.
All right, so another tip if you are struggling with maintaining a clean house, especially if you are crazy busy or sometimes it's just mentally hard to get started, I highly recommend just turning these daily things you do into habit. It makes the biggest difference in the world because it doesn't feel like I'm doing a lot when I'm doing my habit chores. And when I'm talking about habit chores, I mean dishes. Dishes are done every single day to a point. I may go to bed and have dishes in my sink, but I can guarantee at least once throughout the day, my entire kitchen is completely clean. The other one is going around and making the beds, and just making sure the basic like tidying up. Often it's not the cleaning process that can get overwhelming, but when you have a lot of people in your family, it's the tidying up. So the constant toys around or pillows that you've reorganized on your couch 5 times and they're on the floor again, blankets, things like that. But if you just make it a habit, then I feel like for me personally, I don't think about it as a big chore anymore. So I will often like tidy up the family room and not even think about it. Like I'm just going around and quickly tidying it up when I have 5 minutes, or quickly unloading the dishwasher while I'm making dinner or anything like that. Just making it a habit as I do it has made the world of difference. When those things are not on my to-do list because they are just done without even thinking about it, it just makes it feel a lot easier. So making habits is going to make maintaining a clean home so much easier, because then you can have like one day a week where you may put a list together of projects you don't do on the regular. So stripping the beds, mopping the floors, things like that. And then obviously you'll still have your habit, so you'll do the other things, but you'll feel like you have been way more productive to get the other stuff done once you're not having that overwhelming feeling of, because let's be honest, dishes and laundry, I feel like can be the most overwhelming when it's not a habit, for the pure fact of they're always there. Like, I never have all my laundry in my house done or all the dishes clean. I can't tell you how many times I get all the dishes clean and then I go into the kids' bedroom and I find a bowl or a plate or a cup and I'm like, yep. And the cycle starts over again where things are once again in my sink needing to be cleaned. That's just life, I feel like, so often. So making those habits is always something that I feel like makes a huge difference in how you're mentally preparing yourself to maintain a clean home. But you can see it is another day. I really wanted to, on the day before, get to this refrigerator, and I honestly just ran out of time. I know it looks like all this stuff gets done like all together, but it never does in my house. It's usually I do something and then I have to go and get other stuff done. Especially right now with breastfeeding, like that takes up so much time. Like hours and hours and hours out of my day is dedicating just to feeding my daughter. So that is definitely not all done in one shot. There's no way you're going to catch me cleaning for many hours straight. It's just not possible, especially on days where Athena just wants to snuggle all day. It's a lot harder. But I knew this one. I want to get the... I can't talk. Sometimes I talk too quickly and then I just like word vomit and it doesn't make any sense, and I apologize. I do that all the time. But I knew I wanted to get this done, and lately I have been making lists of things I want to get done for the week compared to the day, because I've learned that if I say I want to get this done on this day and then I don't get it done, that I like feel bad about it. But if I'm like, okay, this is what I want to get done this week, I'm not as overwhelmed by the whole process. I did go and buy some more eggs. I have been doing carnivore. If you follow me on Instagram and on our family vlog channel, I just started doing that again, and I have all the frozen duck eggs, which work really well in the morning and things like that. But I did learn, obviously they don't work well for like hard-boiled eggs and things like that. So I went and bought more eggs because my ducks currently are not laying. So I wanted hard-boiled eggs and other things. So I'm like, I'm just going to buy these, have them on hand. The nice thing is yes, I have the ducks giving us fresh duck eggs, but every once in a while doing this is not a big deal, especially when it's like supplementing what we already have. I have dozens of eggs in my freezer, which, like I said, works great in the morning. When I'm doing 3 fried eggs in the morning, I just put 3 into a dish, let them thaw, fry them up. They turn out so good. But yeah, you can't use them in... Actually, the only thing you really can't use them is hard-boiled eggs, and I was craving hard-boiled eggs. Oh, that's the other thing. Yorkshire puddings. I have learned that I haven't been able to figure out the ratio of duck eggs for Yorkshire pudding. And I know it's just because it's got a much thicker consistency. So if you make Yorkshire pudding with duck eggs, please let me know how you do it in the comments below, because every time I've tried to make them, they still taste delicious, but they don't pop. You don't get that pop over that you want with your Yorkshire pudding. Also, let me know if you call them Yorkshire pudding or popovers. I often call them Yorkshire pudding on here because that's what most people know them as. But growing up, they were always known as popovers in my house. And they are some of my favorite things, especially in the fall and winter when you're making soups and stews and everything. So good. If you have never tried making Yorkshire pudding, highly recommend looking it up and trying them. They are so delicious. And yes, I've made them many times here on my channel, showing you guys, just because they are one of my favorite sides to go in those fall, winter months where you're just wanting those really like cozy, homey meals.
I know that you're trying to fix me, but I don't want to be like you. If you want to take it back to the 50s, maybe I'm not the guy for you. You're dying not to work, but work until you die, you know that's true. Have you thought it through? Cause you love to tell me what to do. Say no, I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. You should go and get out, I'll make you regret it. Someone like you should worry about, maybe your two's upside down. And I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. I don't wanna put on...
It always feels so good to get my fridge just back in order. It doesn't always need like a full like tear everything out, but just getting it back in order. Now my freezer did need a full like complete cleaning. I haven't done my freezer in a while. Freezers are something that I swear I only probably do it like 2, maybe 4 times a year, but probably closer to 2 times a year. And my freezer had just started to get overwhelming, and I couldn't find stuff. I was forgetting stuff was in here. So I just wanted to take everything out, clean it out really well. It's crazy how dirty a freezer gets. Like, I get the fridge. I do. Like, things spill. But when you have frozen stuff, how does it get so crummy? Like, it's like the silverware drawer. Whenever I clean the silverware drawer, I'm like, how are there... I'm putting clean dishes in here. How is it so dirty? Same with the freezer. It gets so dirty. And I definitely don't clean it out enough. But today was the day I wanted to completely clean it out. And when I do that, I empty the ice so that the ice is nice and fresh. But then the big thing was organizing it. So on the top, I was doing all the quick and easy kid stuff. So we always have frozen pizzas on hand, corn dogs, waffles, breakfast sandwiches, things like that. Stuff that kids can grab and easily make themselves before, after school, whatever. They're quick and easy. And then I just wanted to organize out where the meat was and where the vegetables were. And just, like I said, get it back in order. I was pulling out some of this meat and I'm like, I forgot I had this in here. And it's purely just because it had gotten so overwhelmed in here that I just needed to give it a good, fresh reset. And like I said, I haven't done this in a while. Also making sure that anything that looked like it was freezer burn, or I knew I wasn't going to use it, or anything like that, I just got rid of. I used to feel really guilty about getting rid of food, but I've gotten to where often I'm like, it's now just sitting in here, taking up space. So, nice thing is, when it comes to things like pantry goods, or honestly even freezer goods, as long as it's not expired or something, you can always ask friends and family and then donate it. So that's usually what I will do. But those items, and we all have it, where we buy something for a recipe, we don't love it, so it sits in our pantry forever because we're guilty, because we are like, oh, but I spent this money on it. I've gotten to where I just don't do that. And I try and buy less food nowadays. I've noticed that since living in this house and not having as much food storage as we did when we lived in Wisconsin has actually helped a lot with not having as much food waste. Because when you can't store an overly abundant amount of food, you're wasting a lot less. And there are certain days where I purposely am like, okay, I'm just going to kind of wing it for dinner. Look around the house, see what we have, throw something together. That way I can work down what we have in inventory of meat and canned goods, everything like that. Sometimes it's nice to just wing it. Also, I want to know if you guys have had the Walmart brand meatballs. I love those meatballs so much. I was telling Bobby the other night, because I always keep those on hand for easy dinners, easy spaghetti or Swedish meatballs or whatever. If I don't feel like cooking, I know if I have a bag of those meatballs, I can throw dinner together in 30 minutes. The family will love it, and super easy. But they are just delicious. I have never been able to make homemade meatballs as good as those frozen meatballs from Walmart, and I don't know why. So, if you are Italian or grew up in an Italian family and you know why they're so moist and delicious and what I am doing wrong, definitely let me know. All right, next thing on my to-do list was washing all the throw blankets. We have like a bajillion throw blankets in our house because I am someone that even if it is hot outside, I want a blanket on me. It makes me feel cozy. And my kids are the same way. So we have a million throw blankets, But if you are ever like wanting to make your house smell good, you have guests coming over, or you just have animals and you're not quite sure if your house stinks, washing the fabrics in your house makes a huge difference. So I just went around grabbing all the different blankets. That way I could get them all washed. I had already started a load in the morning with Freya's blankets in her room. That's what you saw in the dryer. But I knew I wanted to get all of these blankets done and everything. And then I wanted to go in and tidy up the family room and work on the couches. The couches are another area that every couple of months I try and tear them apart and clean them, because the hair that collects underneath them, I'm going to show you. And it's crazy because these cushions are tight. Like, you would not expect this much hair to be able to work its way through these cushions with how tight they are on the couch, but they do, and it's always surprising to me. All right, see, I told you, it's insane the amount of crumbs and dog hair that gets collected underneath these cushions. So if you have not ripped your sofa apart recently, here is your sign to do so. And you know, there are some days that I get in here and I will like get all the tools to get this like perfect, and I will try my best. There are other times like today where it's a situation of good enough and just using the vacuum, and honestly it makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's what I was doing today, is just tearing everything apart and getting just it nice and back together. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I think in my last video, so I did have my 6-week appointment with my OB. Everything's looking good. He said I can go back to life as normal, which I was kind of surprised about, because like he didn't give me any restrictions. But this is my 3rd C-section, so I do know I can't just completely go crazy. But yeah, very excited about that. Athena actually also has an appointment on Thursday, so on Halloween. She is going in to see, what is it called? The heart doctor. It's going to bug me that I can't think of the actual, like, professional way to say that. I don't remember if I said that. So when Athena was in the NICU when she was first born, she had a, like, I'm going completely blank. But they just like heard something and they did a scan on her, and they said, they're like, pretty much this is very normal for premature babies. It's usually absolutely nothing, but they wanted her to have a scan following up right around that 2-month point. So that's what Thursday is going to be for her. So hoping everything there looks good. And then we're pretty much just like, everything is back to normal. She's on a normal schedule with the pediatrician. I don't need to worry about all these extra appointments with my OB anymore. And it just feels nice. It feels so nice to just have things like back to normal, and not feel so restricted.
I should slow it down, take it easy. I just keep on staring at my phone. Yeah, my head's spinning, heart's racing, knowing that you could give me a call. I lay awake at night because all I seem to think about is you. I don't know what to do. Do I want this too much? I know I have burned you once before. You can chew me up and spit me out if you don't want to see me anymore. But I just want to try, because all that I can think about is you. And I don't know what to do.
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you are new, all the things. That always really helps out my channel. The other thing that really helps out is if you guys share this video on your favorite social media network. That is a huge help. It just helps push my videos out to more people, plus tells YouTube that you guys are enjoying my content. So if you're ever wondering like what you can do to help support me, those honestly are the biggest help in the world, and I always really appreciate it. Also, if you made it this far into the video, I always love seeing who makes it all the way to the end. Make sure to leave me a heart emoji down below, that way I can see who you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.